portion of Lee Pitts Live is brought to you by Lee Memorial Health System.
Welcome back, Southwest Florida. I'm delighted to get right to it on the award-winning Lee Pitts Live. Without further ado, yes, I have to deal with it once a year. I can take it once a year, John Gibbons. All the Omegas out there, I can take it once a year. I can deal with this purple and gold. So without further ado, let me introduce one of my fellow frat brothers in the Divine Nine, Dr. Cecil Carter with the Omega Health Forum. You're the producer, coordinator. What do you call yourself for the Omega Health Forum?
Well, Lee, first of all, thank you for allowing me to come back on your show.
Look at that purple. Look at all that purple. Look at all that purple.
Looks good, doesn't it?
It looks good, man. I give you credit.
Thank you very much.
But the blue is knocking it out. Go ahead, man.
I serve as chair of the annual Omega Health Forum. This year, we will have the forum on September 27th. That's the last Saturday in September at Dunbar High School. And it will be from 9 o'clock until noon.
Now, that's a movement back from, it moved one time, or is this the new place?
Well, last year we had it at a different location because of the renovations that were taking place at Dunbar High School. But those renovations have been completed.
Right.
And so we're able to go back to the high school this year.
Not to be confused with the community school located on High Street.
Okay. This will be at the high school located on Edison Avenue.
Now, you guys have partnered sterlingly, I would say, with Lee Memorial Health Systems over the years on doing this. Tell us about that partnership and the genesis of it.
It has been a wonderful partnership. About 15, 16 years ago, staff from Lee Memorial Health System and members of Omega Psi Phi fraternity recognized the need to offer health screenings, particularly in the area of prostate cancer with men. And so that partnership was formed, and over the years, the Health Forum has blossomed into what it is today. We'll be offering services and screenings for men, women, as well as children. Okay,
excellent. Let's get our bump in. I don't think we got our bump in before we go. We're going to take a look right now at Jim Nathan, who's the CEO of Lee Memorial Health System and president, and he talks about their concern for diversity in healthcare. Let's take a look. Okay, welcome back to Lee Pitts Live. We're standing here with Jim Nathan, who is the keynote speaker at this morning opening session here at the Diversity Summit held here at the spectacular Gulf Coast Hospital. And, of course, Jim Nathan is the CEO of Lee Memorial Health System. Jim, great presentation this morning. First of all, how do you feel about the turnout and the response so far to your to the opening act?
Well, it's the first time we've been able to host the Florida Diversity Council, and we're really thrilled and honored to be able to bring people together. Obviously, the people that come to this already believe in diversity, and so our goal is to really inspire them, to help inspire even more people to understand that respect and dignity of humankind is the way we can all be more successful, not only in healthcare, but in our entire lives.
Jim, one of the things I noticed in watching your presentation is that you were able to take what could be considered a very complex situation here in America as it relates to healthcare, diversity, healthcare initiatives, and so on, and we're able to simplify it and make it something that people really could enjoy, pay attention to, and learn in the process.
Well, our society seems to be built today on 15-second sound bites or less. And so I got to put a little humor into this in order to be able to keep people together long enough to weave the complexity of how we got into this being a very expensive and fragmented healthcare system and the opportunities that we have before us if we can collaborate and compromise to make things better for everyone.
For our television audience, Jim, define diversity as it relates to the healthcare industry.
Well, I think it's no different than it is for all industries. It's really all about respect. It's all about dignity and caring for other people. And the reality is that all of us are God's children, and we need to work together to do good things on this earth.
Jim, when people leave the summit today, what is your hope that they will take away from this summit?
That they'll be inspired to realize that they're not alone in this journey, and that it does take all of us to continue to work together. It's an every day and every night, but if we live our lives caring for other people, we can do great things.
Jim, thanks a lot for Lee Memorial Health System stepping up, and thanks for being a role model in our community and continue to educate us on what's going on in terms of healthcare.
Thank you. I appreciate your being here, Lee.
We'll be right back on Lee Pitts Live. And of course, I got a chance to talk to Jim Nathan at the Lee Memorial Health System Health Forum, Diversity in Healthcare Forum that took place out there at the hospital. And we'll have more on that whole healthcare forum, diversity that is, in coming weeks on Lee Pitts Live. But it was good to get Jim here on Lee Pitts Live. Let's go. Dr. Carter, you got a chance to hear Jim Nathan. What's it like to partner with an organization that has a CEO of a big organization like Lee Memorial Health System that's really concerned about diversity in healthcare? It's
an absolute pleasure to have Lee Memorial as a partner. In fact, we probably could not pull this off without Lee Memorial's assistance. We appreciate the commitment of Jim Nathan as well as his staff. He empowers the staff to come work with us in the planning of the forum and then, of course, the actual staffing on the day of the event. So I can't praise Lee Memorial enough for their involvement in this.
Excellent. And we're looking at some photos on the screen. You don't have to see them. You'll see them later. But the forum is actually free, the healthcare forum. Tell people what happens when they come there.
Okay, when people arrive at the forum, there's a registration table because we do want to know who's there and keep the demographic information and so forth. And then they'll be directed to the services of interest to them. As I said, we are particularly concerned about prostate cancer in men. So most of the men, particularly the older gentlemen, will be directed to the prostate cancer screening. But we'll have about 20 to 25 different other screenings as well available. Blood pressure, glucose, sexually transmitted diseases, and vision, and others will be made available so people can choose from among the various screenings and information services.
Now, I know in the past you've always drawn a large amount of people. How many people do you expect to draw this year?
Well, we hope to draw about anywhere from 350 to 400 people this year. We've had that kind of success in the past. Last year, we had to keep the numbers a little bit lower because of the location. But being back at Dunbar High School, it's a larger facility. We're able to handle more people. And so we hope to get a good number this year.
Now, having the healthcare forum right there in the community where people can walk there, or they just don't feel the whole intimidation of going into the hospital, and a lot of the paperwork that might happen at the hospital is going to be free. What do they need to bring with them when they come to see the real doctor? I know you're a doctor, but you're not a medical doctor.
Correct. I'm not a medical doctor. But people don't need to bring anything with them. We're not asking them to bring any forms, any birth certificates, nothing like that. Just be there. There is a registration table. They will get assistance with the registration. People who need special assistance going to the various screenings, that will be provided as well. We'll also have language interpreters available so that we can serve speakers of other languages. So we just want people to be there, and the point that you've made a couple of times is very important. Everything is free, no cost.
Okay, and you might even get a little free food if I remember. There's a little snacks there.
Yes, Lee Memorial again will be conducting a healthy cooking demonstration.
Oh, right.
And
I will be over there by the food.
That meal will be provided to those who participate. Also, the Harry Chapin Food Bank will be there to provide groceries to those who are in need.
That's excellent. And the fact that you guys have been putting this on for so many years. How many years has it been now that you've been continuing? This is part of your national initiative?
This is consistent with the national initiative, but this is primarily a local initiative. And this will be, I believe it's our 17th or 18th year doing this.
Now, what happens if a person needs follow-up? After you see them there at the forum, and they need follow-up, what happens at that point?
Well, information regarding follow-up is provided, and in some cases we're able to assist with that, but for the most part the person will be on their own to do the follow-up. We have had instances where people needed immediate attention, and we've been able to get them from Dunbar High School over to Lee Memorial Hospital for immediate care.
Okay, and for more information, that phone number that's on the screen, Rick, you can just call that phone number and somebody will give them more details.
That is correct.
Okay, let's finally, day, time, location before we leave.
Okay, again, the date is Saturday, September 27th, and it's going to be at Dunbar High School, 3800 Edison Avenue, and the times will be 9 a.m. to noon.
Okay. Well, Cecil, it's been a pleasure to have you, Dr. Carter, for having you here on the show, and continue the good work with Omega Psi Phi fraternity.
Well, thank you for allowing me to come back, Lee. Certainly appreciate it.
All right, stay put. As the saying goes on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like Dr. Cecil Carter and all the fine people at Lee Memorial Health System and Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated who are doing it. We'll be right back with Phi Beta Sigma in the house to balance this thing off.